Welcome everyone. Today, we're going to talk about a phenomenon we call the format tax. We will explore why requiring a large language model to output in formats like JSON actually degrades its reasoning abilities, and most importantly, how we can recover that lost accuracy. In the AI software world, there is an implicit contract. We assume that enforcing syntax rules, like JSON or XML, is completely invisible to the model's actual reasoning. We expect the model to think the exact same thoughts, merely outputting them in a parsable format. But the reality is that this contract is broken. Enforcing format constraints acts as a hidden capability tax that actively degrades both the model's reasoning and its writing performance. So, how do we actually define this format tax? It's quite simple. We take the model's performance on a freeform canvas, where no structure is requested, and we subtract its performance when it is forced into a format-constrained blueprint. The difference equals the format tax. A positive value means that enforcing presentation is actively destroying the quality of the content. And this isn't just an isolated incident. We tested 6 different open-weight models across 4 formats: JSON, XML, Markdown, and LaTeX. Across tasks spanning math, logic, and writing, we saw a universal degradation. Forcing structured output systematically reduced accuracy compared to letting the model generate free-form text. This brings us to a diagnostic mystery: where exactly is this tax being paid? The industry assumption usually blames the decoder, believing that masking invalid tokens distorts the natural sampling distribution. But our hypothesis is different. We believe the problem starts at the prompt, that the format requesting instructions themselves actually break the model's reasoning before generation even begins. The data points to a clear root cause: the issue is upstream. We found that the format requesting prompt alone causes an average 3.9 percentage point drop in accuracy. Adding grammar-constrained decoding on top of that only adds a tiny 1.6 point drop. In fact, 92% of the significant performance degradations happen the moment you ask for the format in the prompt. Grammar constraints are just a scapegoat. We call this the squeezed attention bottleneck. First, the format requesting prompt forces the model to produce complex reasoning and valid syntactic structure at the exact same time. This creates attention splitting, where the LLM's finite attention span is divided between solving the task and tracking nested brackets or tags. As a result, the model prioritizes the immediate structural constraint, causing it to drop reasoning steps or skip logical pathways entirely. This leads straight into the token compression trap. Our research found that 71% of structured outputs artificially shorten the model's natural output length. When these token outputs are severely compressed by a format schema, the error rates skyrocket past 40%. Essentially, the format dictates the length, cutting the model's thinking short. To fix this, we introduced the decoupling principle. The core idea is this: do not force an LLM to think and format at the same time. Let it reason freely on a fluid canvas first, and then apply the blueprint to format strictly. Our first mitigation strategy is the 2-turn pipeline. In turn 1, you give the model the task only, allowing it to think freely and produce a natural language answer. In turn 2, you provide the JSON schema to strictly format that previous answer. This method recovers an average of 6.8 percentage points in accuracy. It is 97% safe and works universally across all tasks, including open-ended writing where other methods fail. Mitigation 2 is extended thinking. This uses a single API call but allows the model to generate a hidden reasoning trace inside an internal loop before outputting the final JSON. This recovers an impressive 9.2 percentage points and is highly potent for math and logic. However, there is a catch: it carries a 15% risk of worsening performance, and it completely fails to recover degradation in writing tasks. Let's compare these in our mitigation matrix. The two-turn pipeline relies on spatial decoupling with 2 API calls, while extended thinking uses temporal decoupling in 1 call. Both offer high accuracy recovery. The two-turn approach is highly effective for writing tasks and very safe, though it doubles your base latency and token costs. Extended thinking is poorer for writing and carries a 15% risk of regression, alongside massive output expansion. We also need to talk about the model divide between open and closed weights. Right now, the format tax is strictly an open weight problem. Every tested open weight model suffers significant degradation. However, frontier API models like GPT 5.4, Claude Haiku 4.5, and Grok 4.1 fast show near zero degradation. This proves that the tax is not inherent to structured generation, it is simply a gap that the open weight community has yet to close. So, how do you choose? Here is our format tax decision tree. Are you using a frontier closed weight model? If yes, just use the standard one-turn structured output. If no, ask yourself if your application is highly latency sensitive. If it is, use extended thinking, but monitor for regressions. If it's not, use the two-turn pipeline. It provides spatial decoupling, maximum safety, and the highest recovery for writing and logic. To summarize our key takeaways, first, the format tax is real. Requiring structured outputs severely degrades reasoning in open-weight LLMs. Second, it's the prompt, not the decoder. Grammar constraints are innocent, and accuracy drops because formatting demands split the model's attention. Finally, decouple to recover. Do not force thinking and formatting simultaneously. For more details, you can read the full paper and access our code on GitHub at github.com/forenla/the-format-tax. Thank you for watching.